we're back here again. My name is Jin Cherney.
Anthony Leopoulos, and we're coming to you from the White Street Pier, and conditions look fantastic out there. I should have brought my snorkel set and swam, but I've been so lazy today. It was all I could do just to heat up my cream of rice and not just eat it out of the box.
Okay, so this is 10 Minutes with Anthony. Okay, what's new? What's the update on your competing shape? Also, I noticed, you're pretty unevenly shaved.
Yeah, Saturday would have been, which was yesterday, would have been 5 weeks out. So I'm within 5 weeks, and really that last week really doesn't count because I'm going to be traveling on Thursday and competing on Friday, so you don't really get that full week. So you better have your stuff together that week before.
What about what do you do when you travel with your rations, with your food?
Yeah, that's kind of weird because this is the first time I've ever flown to a contest. I've always drove for that very reason. So, the last time I drove to a contest, I had my food with me and, things like that you which you're not normally worried about passing through a TSA inspection. So, I don't know. I think I could probably take like a chicken breast or something through TSA, right? I think it's probably all right.
Yeah, you can take food. You can, you could take burger, anything through TSA. Yeah.
As long as it's not a liquid, right?
Yeah, as long as you're not flying out of the country and they have like, different meat and fruit control.
What's their policy on like syringes and stuff if I don't have a prescription? No, I was just kidding. I was just kidding about that.
Well, you're FedEx, so I guess you're flying with some special little plane, first class.
I do have a SIDA badge, so for whatever, I will be wearing that, whether or not they acknowledge it or not. That SIDA badge allows me to get on the ramp here and we have to show it at all times, so maybe that might let me go to the head of the line. But no, I'll be flying on Thursday the 28th. I'll be leaving Fort Lauderdale because it's not the most array of flights here. I'm having to drive to Fort Lauderdale, and Marilyn and I will fly out on the 28th and be in Pittsburgh like at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll have weigh-ins and check-ins. I got a tanning appointment at 7 p.m. And then Friday, the 29th, prejudging 8 o'clock, that's when I go. I'm booked in the show and everything. I got my airline tickets, my rental car, my room, all that. So now it's just a matter of just, doing what I'm supposed to do. And, I'm happy with where I'm at. You saw pictures and you're seeing me in person. I guess I look okay.
Looks good.
The main thing is I get kind of weird. I'm like that guy now that has the weird blood type that he's afraid to go out of the house, for injuring himself if they can't find anybody to give him blood. I'm real worried about getting injured here, because it's like, each week now I'll probably, lose a pound or so, just getting tightened up, and just the main thing now is just really just drilling and practicing posing, which is cardio in itself. I'm not even doing that much cardio really. I'm right now I'm working out 3 days. I do a push, pull, legs, and I take a 4th day off. On that 4th day I'm doing 45 minutes of very low impact cardio, like walking in the park on the treadmill, listening to my tunes. And the other cardio that I'm going to do is I'm doing a lot of abdominal exercises as well. But like in the morning I'm going to start doing I've been doing, but a little bit more progressive, maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. And I kind of stole this from a fellow competitor I talked to today, a Russian guy who competes at a high level here, Artem. He's been doing that with his posing. I'm going to start doing that 30 minutes, just go through the mandatories, the symmetry round. And I'll tell you something about this kind of very important part of this contest. This is a national level contest, and a lot of times you have a lot more competitors than you would in a state show, a regional show, a local show, whatever. So with that, there's only so many guys that can fit on stage. You're not concert pianists, you're bodybuilder type guys, so you're larger guys. So really, I think probably on most stages, 10 guys would be the maximum you want to put on there. So let's say you have 30 guys in your class, and so you're going to run 3 rounds of 10 guys. Well, the judges don't have time for each class, even though they say they do. They don't have time to look at every single guy, So what they do is guys who their name is already out there, they've finished 2 last year in this contest or 2 at Masters Nationals, that name is in their head. Yeah. So they're not even thinking about them. They're pretty confident he's in shape. Yeah. And so you're not, as a competitor, the very first thing they do is the symmetry round. You come out, you stand in a relaxed pose, quarter turn to your right, face the rear, quarter turn to your right. That's all they're looking at. If you don't catch their eye right then and there, here's your $220. You bought a plane ticket, $225 entry fee, whatever else. Yeah.
Well, you get a T-shirt at least or something.
A $225 T-shirt that said, you competed in the North America. So, I am prepared for that because, I don't want to have a defeatist attitude, but these things could happen. I'm kind of coming out of nowhere type thing with the banking that I'm going to come in shape and be able to make an impact. But it's very feasible that, my night can end, prejudging at 8 o'clock in the morning, my day can end about 8:45 Thursday morning. So
what are you still going to go on, in the afternoon, right?
They won't bring you back for they won't bring you back for the finals because it's too many people. That the show is they separate you. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. And so Thursday I think is like the female stuff, the figure, the bodybuilding stuff. Friday is the bodybuilding, the classic physique, and then the night is the finals, and then Saturday they actually have a Masters Pro show there on Saturday, so that goes on Saturday. So regardless, I wasn't going to be there on Saturday anyway.
Why not? I mean, which category? Which categories are you in?
Just in the classic physique, so I wouldn't be competing on Saturday anyway. So, I just kind of have an idea of things to do in Pittsburgh, places to eat, things to see, and everything. So if it doesn't work out, I just kind of bought a vacation in Pittsburgh that just starts at 8:45 Thursday morning. So I mean, there's plenty of places to eat. I've been on the internet looking good eats and stuff like that. There's sandwich places, and they got some mountain ranges there. I think Mount Washington and stuff, and you got the Three Rivers, and they got Andy Warhol Museum. I think, and there's some Dale Carnegie, has a couple museums there named. So I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do, and I mean, especially I've never really, other than the airport, I've never really been to Pittsburgh before. And, my significant other, Marilyn, it's weird, I hate to say girlfriend. And I mean, I guess she's kind of like my wife, but it's, I'm going to be 51 years old. It's kind of weird saying girlfriend, my girlfriend, So that's why I always say my significant other. But sometimes you say that here and they're like, well, what's his name?
Well, I would still use a girlfriend and talking about her.
Because, I'm not a boy and she's not a girl, we're kind of grown people, but she's never been there before. She's from Puerto Rico and her, Puerto Rico, Orlando, Central Florida, South Florida, and, here is all she's really seen. So she hasn't seen any stuff like that. So, but yeah, so, I'm excited about that. And I get really worried about, I'm probably going to stop squatting. I haven't squatted in a while. I'm training legs hard, but I'm afraid to hurt my back for, different, you get weird stuff like that. And I just want to keep doing what I'm doing,
So does that mean we don't go into mangroves and we're not going to be doing backflips from a pier?
Yeah, one time we did that. I tore my groin, remember? I didn't tore that, for that one video we made, I tore my groin. And I said, we came out and I said, I think it's okay. And then a couple of days later, I was on the leg press and Marilyn sees my leg and is like, it's all black and blue. I didn't even notice. So I thought maybe I just pulled it, but
So no stuns hanging off the bridge either?
no, we did do that too. And we hung off that cow. It's a wonder we didn't get arrested. Well, I didn't get arrested doing that. There's a few things we've done in the name of films that I could have very easily have, you know, done some work in an orange outfit on the side of the road, picking up, you know, doing community service. But thankfully that didn't happen.
Well, I haven't seen a sign that says "Do not hang out" from the bridge.
Yeah, I guess they didn't have a sign, but I guess I don't think you're supposed to really hang off the bridge like that. But yeah, and so you mentioned the thing with my shaving. You know, it's funny because it becomes a real pain to shave my body, especially my stomach, you know, because you got to kind of go around, you know, when you get lean like that, there's some crevasses and stuff, and you're in the shower, it's not the best lighting, you know. So I always miss 1,000 spots, you know, and everybody always notices. They're like, oh, why you don't shave that, or I'll miss a spot on my leg, you know, you don't shave that. I'm like, you know.
Well, the thing is, you know, it is up close, but if you're on the stage, I don't think it makes any difference there.
You better get rid of it on this, you know. You got to be smooth as a baby's butt, because and there's also a protocol that you have to do, like an exfoliation with your skin and everything, so that tanning they do adheres to your skin. And so it's weird because you know, like, say for instance, you know, this coming up, my appointment is on that Thursday before the Friday contest at 7 o'clock, so I'll go tan, and you know, that day you'll take that last shower, but you can't put any deodorant on. And so you take that last shower, you go over there to the tanning thing, they spray you, and then you want to put like some, you know, dark colors on, you know, nothing, you know, something black preferably. And usually I'll wear like socks too. Yeah. And sometimes I even wear gloves, because everything you're going to touch, you're going to get that tanning on. Yeah. So you're staying in a hotel, you know, you won't want to get tanning all over the bed and everything. So you know, you're kind of hot to begin with, and you're wearing, you know, long sleeve shirt, gloves, socks, and everything. And then you'll go in the morning, and they'll like respray you a little bit, yeah, and kind of touch you up, but you won't have any deodorant on.
Well, I kind of like the smell of the thing that they spray you with. You don't really need the deodorant.
You know, that's the thing about it is, you know, I always think about that, and that spray is so overwhelming that you can't, you know, do anything else. But I mean, you know, you get to the finals, the night show, and some of these shows I've done were a long time, you know, and it's, you know, almost 11 o'clock at night, and I still haven't gone on, and you know, I haven't drank water, I haven't taken a shower, you know. And a guy once told me, he said, that's the greatest shower you'll ever take, is after a bodybuilding show, and you can just scrub, you know, it's like you never feel like ever taking a shower like you do after that. But
yeah, then you don't want to be the maid who cleans after you.
No, and that's why I say you want to make sure, and that's a good thing too, because some of these hotels will charge you for that. And they're where, you know, yeah, you know, you don't mess up their room and stuff like that. And there used to be a tanning agent they used to use back in the day, and it was, gosh, what was that thing called? But it was like they didn't even spray you with it. It was like an oil and everything in one. Mm-hmm. So let's say like a guy, and it looked really good, I thought anyway. I never used it, but like, for instance, if you're like some redheaded white guy, you know, that it's very difficult for you to build up that base tan, yeah, and they're going to have to spray you 100 times and then dip you in chocolate or something, and then maybe light you on fire or something, and you're still not going to have a tan, you know. But they used to put this stuff on, gosh, I can't remember what it was called, but, and so you put it on, and it's like the oil and everything, and it's literally like a dye and a paint. Mm-hmm. But you know, anything you touch, that's going to get on, and that's why they banned it, was because, you know, guys would go sit down in the auditorium, you know, or whatever, and you know, so they rent this auditorium out, whatever, and they got this, I can't think of the name, but it had like a kind of, some of it had like a gold look. I thought it looked really good, and to me it was
DDT, Agent Orange.
Yeah, and to me, but they always banned it. And there used to be another stuff too that guys used to put on, and it was like an oil, but it was almost like that, you know, like a Bengay type thing.
Smell.
And so, yeah, and so what it would do was it would like take your, like, almost cause your veins to kind of come out more, you know. and it was called, I think it was called Hot Stuff maybe, but they banned that too because some people were allergic to that. You know, they go into like an allergic reaction, and I remember one time, you know, a guy had it on, and we touched up on stage. You know, you bump into the other guy, and I started feeling like this burning sensation on my arm. I was like, "What the freak is that?" You know, but like guys would like, you know, somebody would bring it on the contest and rub it on, and then they'd rub into somebody. Next thing you know, you'd see this other guy who doesn't know what the hell's going on. He looks like he's been stung by 10 jellyfish or something. You know, he's all, they got a life flight him out of there. What the hell happened? He touched up against somebody. So they banned that stuff too. Those shows you my age, how long ago I go in that. But that one tanning stuff was good because, I mean, I used to have a protocol, man, where I would, you know, when I lived in a regular place, a regular city instead of, you know, on an island like I live now, I used to get a tanning membership, and I'd go every day, you know, you know, I mean, when they first started, you just sit in this like tomb, you know, and it was 30 minutes laying in that tomb, and then they got better where I think you can do it standing up now for like 8 minutes and get the same. Okay. But still, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 8 minutes or 80 minutes. Just standing there in one place just seems like it's like the longest time. So I would do that to build up a, you know, no tan line base tan.
I kind of like that, the laying down kind. You know, you sweat, but if you live in a place where it's cold outside, you know, like winter time, it's not. Yeah,
you can take a little nap too, you know, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would do that, get the base tan. So when I did go get my spray, I was getting ready for a contest. I was, you know, it was dark all the time. You know, I haven't really paid much attention to that. I haven't been tanning as much as I could. And one thing is, you know, wearing the classic physique shorts, they don't go up as high, so I don't have to have. But one thing, I have a serious problem with my feet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about my feet. But feet don't, like your face, don't really count in a bodybuilding contest, so it might look a little odd. Might look like I'm wearing some Chucks, you know, Converse high top white shoes on stage, and be like, oh no, that's just that dude's feet. But yeah, so that's.
Well, you either don't want to be the one standing out, or you do want to be the one standing out.
Not for that, you know. You know, that's one of the reasons I cut my hair too, and one of the many reasons. But I cut my hair too because I just didn't want to be that guy with the long hair. I've seen guys come. There used to be a guy in Central Florida years ago. Used to always compete with like blue hair, standing up, and that's all stuff that's like, you know, you might as well be throwing like, you know, like a magician, and you're, hey, look over there, and you pull the rabbit out of the, you know.
Well, it makes you look more noticeable, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're supposed to be noticeable for a physique. It's a physique contest, not what your hair looks like. You know, that's why they tell you no jewelry, no, you know, if you can wear a wedding band, that's it. You know, you can't even wear earrings on stage. Men can't, you know, they have to take their earrings out. And, you know.
But there's no hair code, right?
No, but, you know, I mean, the guy can have the greatest hair in the world, and he comes out with a mohawk like this. Somebody's going to notice that mohawk, you know, and it's going to in my opinion, that takes the focus off what we're supposed to be looking at. Everybody should look like a robot up there, and now we're just looking at the physiques, you know. So I got, you know, a gray flannel suit haircut, you know, and I'm just going to be plain me up there, and here I am type thing. But speaking of contests, you will be going to the Czech Republic next month, about the middle of the month, and then you're going to come back, and I'm going to train you for a local contest here. That should be kind of exciting.
No, now the pressure's on, and I can't really say no.
I wish we had a little bit more time, but you're lean anyway, so, and I'm sure you won't be, you know, they don't have any Golden Corrals in the Czech Republic, right?
There is a lot of good food. So I'll be stuffing myself. So I'm gonna make it more challenging for you, actually.
You're gonna get. Are you gonna eat some carp and stuff like that? Do you like carp?
I like carp, but you know, unless it's a Christmas, they don't really eat it there.
Oh.
Only Christmas time.
See, I was under the impression that there was carp everywhere and people were eating carp all the time.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's dumplings, pork, and cabbage, you know, kind of stuff.
I do like cabbage.
Or just like the pork, you know, pork knee, and stuff like that, and then they a lot of good, uh, good cakes and stuff like that.
So yeah, try not to go too far so we don't have too much to do. But I mean, enjoy yourself, because when you come back, we'll train hard, and I can see like almost like a Rocky like thing, me training you, and I'll be done with my contest season, so I'll probably be eating like a meatball sub while you're doing, eating a meatball sub while you're doing sit-ups on the beach and stuff. And come on,
Yeah, right. So that's going to be already your second competition done?
No, I mean, I don't know if I mean, I'll be done. I mean, like I said, whether I do something in early November or not in California,
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
that'll determine,
Oh, so that's November.
it's early November. I have that time scheduled off for one of three possible things. One is contest in California.
Mm-hmm.
Two is a contest. Well, two would be, my lease is coming up on my condo, so probably a real good chance I'm going to move, and that's about the time the lease is coming up. So, I could use that time to move, which is probably the worst thing on earth to do,
Yeah.
especially when you live up on the second floor, which here is actually the third floor because everything's up elevated. I can't imagine taking that stuff down and everything, but I did it before. And then the third thing would be a contest possibly in North Florida. We'll see, but that would be the move is definite. I'm going to leave that condo, and usually when I make a decision to leave somewhere, or there's no going back. When I say, hey, I'm gone, I'm out of here. Whether it be a place I lived, a relationship, a job, whatever. If I say that's enough, that's enough. So I mean, I'm not real happy with. I mean, it's a nice place. I mean, what can I live in a condo across from the ocean, but they're very expensive, and so is everything else here. But to make ends meet, a lot of people are living multiple people in these condos, and it makes for, traffic problems, people problems.
Okay, so who do you want to punch in the face this week?
Yeah, I guess we're at the point of the show where it's, would I ever stop punching that guy in the face? Well, there's a lot of gym, I spend a lot of time in the gym. I have a lot of problems with things people do in the gym. So there's actually a guy that I had a kind of a semi-incident with today in the gym. It's kind of crazy, man. This dude, he's some old dude. He comes in and he's got like tight shorts going up his ass, a tank top. He's fat, he's old. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's like tying up about 6 different workstations. He's got 2 plates and a quarter on the squat rack, and he's taking it, and so I can't stop. I gotta look at this guy. How far down is this guy gonna go with 275 on the squat? And he's just like moving, putting something on this, doing this. Well, I'm training back, and I'm training back with Marilyn, and we're on this machine for thickness. You kind of, I don't know what the machine is, but you put a pin in it and you pull it, this way for thickness, and then you change the grip for your lats. It's a very, very functional machine. So we're doing that, and then there's a guy who's a trainer in the gym, Russian guy, Artem, who's a very high-level competitor, and he's competing in North America. Well, he comes over while Marilyn's doing her set, he comes over to say hello. We shake hands, and we're talking for a second. Well, as she gets up, Jimmy Hot Pants or whatever, slides in and starts adjusting. So she's like, and he literally like almost moves my girlfriend out of the way, And the first thing is like, motherfucker, I'm about to pound you right here, And she's like, oh, we're still on it. He's like, well, looks like you're still talking. Now keep in mind, this asshole still has 275 on the squat rack. Yeah. He's got something over here where he's doing some kind of lat pull down or something. He's going, I don't even know what that.
Something weird, yeah.
And so, you know, I'm ready to just pounce this guy, which wouldn't have been good. I mean, and not only that, he's probably elderly, so it'd be like battery on an elderly, you know. But sometimes, you know, so and then to throw in, well, he looks like he's talking. Now we're talking about two guys, me and Artem, who, not that we're the greatest thing on earth, but two guys that were competing in North America, okay? Yeah. So we don't look like your average guy sitting in the gym. Yeah. And I think if we're exchanging some greetings, we deserve a pass, you know, for, you know, and he's getting ready to train. He's training a client anyway, so he's busy. We're not going to sit there and, you know, and discuss the impact of you know, Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea. But, so yeah, you know, I'd like to still be punching that guy. I was working out about 10 o'clock this morning. I'd like to still be punching that guy in the face right now if I could. I mean, he's the type of asshole that comes down, you know, he's the type of asshole that works out wearing a Rolex watch. And he's the type of asshole that comes down here from, you know, Boston or some northeastern place like that and buys up all the property. So none of us people can rent it or afford it. And, you know, whatever, and then just rents it to vacation people that come down here and overpay for stuff, you know, and you know, so yeah, that's the guy I want to punch in the face. Jimmy Hot Pants is what I call him. But I mean, literally wearing like these bike coaching shorts that might have fit him when he was in junior high, and his fat, saggy ass is like hanging out of him. He's wearing a tank top that I could grab the rolls coming out of his back, you know, but he's, you know, everywhere. I mean, everywhere, you know, this guy's, you know, running around everywhere and just literally moves, you know, because these guys, they think that they got money or whatever. They can just, you know, hey, man, I spent good money on that. Get your working ass out of the way. And no, motherfucker, you're going to get punched in the face next time.
Yeah, I think next time maybe we can spend more time talking about the housing situation here as you kind of look around for some new places where you can move in.
It's a serious problem. That's why I'm leaving. I mean, I'm not leaving the Keys, but I mean, why I'm moving from there, trying to find. But I might have to live in a key or two over, not in Key West. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
So, but that's it. That's going to do it for today. I'm all worked up thinking about Jimmy Hot Pants. Maybe I'll get a picture or something of him next time. And
all right, next time you'll see the picture of the Jimmy Hot Pants and such.